My name is Lelaina Sullivan, and I graduated in 2015. I discovered Gow because my father worked here and my uncle also went to school here. And after he started working here, they had let girls in a couple of years later. And my family and I had decided that Gow was the best option for me at that point. My first experience at Gow was through the summer program. I was able to go to the summer program because of my dad working at Gow, and I absolutely loved going there. I went to camp there for a really long time, and after camp, they had decided that it would be the best possible option for me to go to school here. When I started at Gow, there were 3 girls in my graduating class and 6 girls overall in the school. And for us in the beginning, it was really difficult being one of 6 girls, and we really relied on each other to make our experience the best it could be. And because of it, I have a great group of friends, and I did then too. I was a bridesmaid a couple years ago at one of my friends' weddings. She also went to school here, and it's because of Gow that I met her and have such a great relationship with her, and I'm really thankful for that. So in the spring of 2020, I was working in a mental health facility. I was working for an organization that paired people with mental health issues with what they call mentors. And it was really to get them out in the public and have them socialize. And I was working for them as an AmeriCorps member. And I was teaching youth mental health first aid at the time. And then COVID hit, and I was not able to renew my contract with them because of it. And all of a sudden, I got a phone call from Gail, and she was wondering if I would be interested in interviewing for a position at Gow as an instructional assistant. And it was probably one of the best days of my life because A, I was wondering what I was going to do for work, and B, I was always wondering what best way to come back to Gow and to give back to Gow. So I came back as an instructional assistant, and what that is, we sub for teachers who may be sick, we take students to appointments, and we basically do anything that the school needs at that time. So we're errand people, we're subs, really what the school needs. And so I started off as an instructional assistant, and about in December, I'd say one of our regular reconstructive language teachers was going on maternity leave, and they had asked me to start training to be the long-term sub for when she was leaving. And then that summer, she had not come back, and so they asked me if I would take on a full-time position as a teacher. And so I've been teaching here now for 4 years. Along with being a teacher, I'm also a dorm parent, and what a dorm parent is we are teachers who live in the dorms with the kids, and we are really their go-to person for anything they need while they're living here. For the last couple of years, I have been a female dorm parent, so I'm in the dorms with the girls. What I like about being a female dorm parent is that you get to really connect with the students that you're teaching. And for the girls, it's great because they get to see you in a different light, and they get to bond with you more because they get to see you outside of school. So I have built great relationships with my students because of that. And there will be times when the girls, need someone to talk to. And then there will be times when we will be, sitting on the floor creating, paper snowflakes to decorate the dorm. And it's silly and wonderful. And I've enjoyed every minute of it. The advice I would give students who are considering Gow is spend a day with us and really see how the students interact with each other, see how much the teachers care about the students that they're teaching. And really, that's all I can say, because you won't know until you come here, because you can read anything on a website and, things may be great, or, something may not look right, but when you come here, you'll see that we all really care about our students. Gow changed my life in a lot of different ways, from learning about confidence in school to learning how to make a schedule for myself. And that really helped me in college, because in college you're alone and you need to figure out life without your parents or without your teachers. And so I was able to use what I learned in making a schedule for myself in college and adapting that to what I would need then. I learned how to advocate for myself while I was here, which was really beneficial in college because I was able to form really great relationships with my professors, and I was able to tell them exactly what I needed to be successful. And so that was probably one of the biggest things that Gow has taught me, and has taught me well in. Before I came to Gow, school was always really difficult. I had a lot of hard time in my classes, such as English and math, and especially a lot of classes where I do a lot of reading. I had the unique experience of being, I would say, bullied by my teachers. Not so much by my classmates, which you'd think would be opposite, but I had a really hard time connecting with my teachers because of my learning differences. And I grew up in Buffalo, and I went to a lot of Catholic schools in Buffalo, and we chose those specifically to have a lower number of students in the classes compared to public school. But even then, I was still being discriminated against by my teachers, and they would say rude things about my LDs. They would say, "Why can't you do this like your other classmates can?" And so because of that, my parents decided to send me to the summer program. And for my parents, it was really hard because I would come to the summer program ready to learn and be this very confident, outspoken person. And then it would all go away when I would go back to school. And so it was crushing for them to see that light go out whenever I went back to school. And so in my sophomore year of high school, I had found out that a few of my female friends had started going to Gow, and I started talking to them about what it was like, if they think I should go, and they told me that it had really helped them coming there, that it could help me too. And so I think that helped our decision to go to school at Gow. It was my decision at the end of the day. It was not my parents, and I think it was the best decision I made. It was hard leaving my friends, but it was a decision that I'd make again, because at my other schools, I was a student who really loved to learn, but I was not a student who loved school. What sets Gow teachers apart is that we are able to give attention to each individual student, and we have been able to show how much patience we have with our students. And it is really helpful to have teachers who also have learning differences teach kids who have learning differences, because we know how we are supposed to be taught, and we know the best ways to teach kids because we've gone through it ourselves. And so that's really beneficial, and it's something that Gow has as a strength. So what makes Gow teachers stand apart from other teachers at different schools is that we have the ability to be patient with our students because we have more time to spend with them, whether it is in the study hall at night, which the kids don't enjoy much, but it helps them, A, get more help from their teachers, and B, it shows them how they can study when they leave Gow. Like I said, Gow teachers have the ability to be really patient, and they have the understanding that their students learn differently, and that's okay. And we are here to make them feel as confident as they can when it comes to their academics. And having the ability to work in the dorm is also beneficial because I get to help my students in the dorm as well when it comes to their homework or learning about life skills, or just really making sure that they have someone to talk to at the end of the day. When I had left my original school in Buffalo, it was really nice to come to Gow and see a bunch of kids who were really excited to learn, and in the non-traditional setting, which is where Gow students thrive. Everyone was willing to help everyone, whether it was a teacher or another student, because we all know how difficult it is. And so everyone was really understanding about coming here and readjusting from how students are, I guess, thought to learn compared to coming to Gow and having it be a very unconventional but effective way to learn. And having their students come and have them make jokes about their LDs, I think was really helpful too, because for a lot of students, having a learning disability is seen as a bad thing, and coming to a school where they really rely on their LDs as a strength is amazing. And it really helped me with my students now, because they'll come here for the summer program or for the school year and they will say, "I'm sorry, I have this issue." And I was like, everyone has that issue here, and we make fun of it. And when they're in my classroom, they know it's a place where they can feel safe and they can make mistakes, and they know that they can learn from it later on.